Hi guys, I wanted to do just a quick NaNo live show. I've never done one by myself before, so I just had a little bit of time today before I go to the dentist and before the kids get home, so I just wanted to do some sprints, and I thought it would motivate me if I did a live stream. So that is what I'm doing. This is very laid back, and Lincoln will be running around here, and he'll probably be talking in the background, and you probably hear his phone. But I really needed the motivation, so I thought it would be fun to just go ahead and do this. I would love to know like where you guys are as far as your word counts are right now. I'm trying to pull up the stream so I can have the chat real quick. Let's see. Got one person watching so far. 2 people. So, and if anybody has any questions for me, I would love to hear you guys' questions. And I just love doing these live shows for NaNo. It's so much fun to like interact with everybody and this environment and stuff. So sorry about my kitchen. It's a little messy, but I didn't really want to go in my room when Lincoln's out here in the kitchen. So I figured I would chat for a few minutes and then maybe start a sprint at 2 o'clock Central Time, so whatever time that is for you guys. What is the word count supposed to be right now? Salma, is that how you say your name? I'm on my way. Is that for the day or total? Aw, well, welcome. Welcome to the party. Sabrina, are you wanting to write at all? Is that something that you would be interested in the future, or are you just a book reader? So I was asking, like, what is everybody's word count? So if you just joined and you want to tell what your word count is, I would love to hear where you are so far and like what your goals are for the next couple of weeks. And if anybody, like, do you guys feel like you're going to finish on time or do your full word count? Well, that's awesome. That's really good if you started late. How late did you start? Girl, did you just start writing, Salma, or are you just like writing real slow? Ah, Sabrina, I love Bookstagram. I also have a Bookstagram, and it is so much fun. I've been really slacking on my pictures lately just because I got really behind on my reading, and then I just, like, when I first started BookTube, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go get my son out of the room because he just locked himself in there. So I'll be right back. Be right back. Oh, sorry guys, I don't know why he locked himself in the room. But anyway, so what I was saying is I'm really behind on BookTube because I just haven't been buying a whole lot of books. So I feel like taking pictures of the same books gets kind of boring. So Ooh, insomnia, that sucks. I love to sleep too much to not sleep. Oh, yeah, that's hard whenever you feel like you have to edit and plan and outline as you go. I generally do some outlining as I go. Like I'll do my general outline and then I'll go back and do outlining as I'm writing because my story changes so much. It just is hard to plan the whole thing out. And yes, I think we have. That's right. Sorry if I'm like just staring off for a minute. I'm just reading the chat whenever I'm like quiet. So yeah, I figured we'd do like maybe like 10-minute sprints. And if you see me get up and run into that direction, it's just because my son's getting into something or doing something that I need to figure out what he's doing. So, um, has anybody done NaNo before and won? I haven't actually won before. I did last year. I did NaNo for the first time, and I think I ended with a little over 25,000 words, which is about where I am now. So I know that I'm going to beat that, which makes me proud of myself because, I mean, yes, of course. My book is a historical fantasy, so I'm taking like a historical story and I'm putting a fantasy twist on it and basically doing a retelling of that story. And it's actually about Queen Mary of Scots and her four ladies in waiting. And I'm doing like a fantasy twist on that. So I'd love to hear like what everybody else is writing in, what genre you guys are writing in. Sorry, this was such like a random live show. I wasn't really planning on doing it, but I just needed some motivation to write because I need to get about 3,000 words done today to get caught up, and I just have not had any motivation to write all day. So I was like, well, maybe if I do a live stream, then I'll feel like I have to write. So that's kind of where I'm at now. My thing's frozen a little bit. The video. Is it lagging at all for you guys over there? Or is it pretty clear? Mafia and a murder. That sounds good. Sounds interesting. I will be recruiting beta readers in the next couple months. I hope to finish my first draft during NaNo and then go back and do a couple rounds of editing and probably having a critique partner go through my stuff, and then I will start recruiting beta readers. So if anybody is interested in that, I would love you to shoot me an email and we can talk about it. Or you can just read it when it gets published, you know. It's so weird doing like a live show by yourself because whenever I do them with Ben Sanders, it's like if I don't have anything to say for a minute, he does. So there's always like talking back and forth. But whenever you do it by yourself, if you don't have anything to say, it's just like silent and awkward and weird. Raven Angel says, I'm writing a vampire novel based off an idea I had when I was between 12 and 13 years old. When I was that age, I write all my ideas, etc., down in a notebook, so dusted off the cobwebs and got them out. That's really cool. I think any of the ideas that I would have had at 12 or 13 would have been really dorky because all I wanted to do was read romance and just, I don't know, dorky stuff. So I feel like though lately sometimes I feel like my writing now is dorky. So, but hey. I wish that the vampire trend would come back. Like there was that time period where vampires, it was like all the rage when it came to young adult books. And I'm actually somebody who really loves reading about vampires. So I wish that that would be talked about more. Alma loves books. That sounds really interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start a 10-minute sprint. So if you guys are writing and you wanna do a sprint, that would be great. And if not, feel free to just chat in the chat and then I'll catch up whenever I'm done with the sprint. I'm just gonna do a 10-minute and start. Turn this up. Go get my notebook. Okay, so that was 10 minutes. Anyone who participated, how did you guys do? Let's see, I got 234. Sorry about all the noise in the background. Lincoln is watching Paw Patrol on my phone. You were just watching it. Here. There you go. On a side note, how is everybody's day going so far? I wish that it would tell you like who was watching like on the side. Like besides people who are commenting in the chat. But yeah. Is everybody in the chat actually writing a story or ooh, 147, that's good. Woohoo! So I take it you didn't go back and edit or revise during that time period. I always have so much trouble not doing that, especially because my Scrivener likes to autocorrect words that are not wrong. So I will be reading through it and it will just be crazy. Like it'll just have words that are just totally off the wall, like not even close to what the word was meant to be. And that can be frustrating because I don't feel like I make that many typing errors. So it just makes a longer process when I have to go back and edit. Sabrina said vampires were one of her favorite things to read about. I think when I was younger, it definitely was one of my favorite things to read about. And Raven Angel said I wish the same thing because loved anything to do with vampires since I was 11 years old. My favorite vampire series is Anne Rice, The Vampire Chronicles. Yeah, I would have to say mine too. Anne Rice is amazing. My day's going good. Hope your day's been good too. I hate when the PC autocorrects for no reason. It's really frustrating. Yeah, it can be definitely frustrating. My day is going pretty good. I am dreading 5:30 because I have to go to the dentist and I'm terrified of the dentist. So I need to get my writing in before that time period, which is why I'm doing this live show. And I don't know exactly what I'm getting done at the dentist. So I don't know if I'll be loopy from the dentist. So I wanted to get my words done before I have to go. But other than that, it's been a pretty laid back day with Lincoln. The other two kids are at school, so I take it you guys aren't working today because it is like prime work time. Has anybody had any like big plot twist happen in their stories yet? Or is everybody still like towards, I mean, right now in NaNo, everybody should be around the middle of their story. So usually like, I guess plot twists happen in the middle of stories, but a lot of them happen towards the end. So Selma said, haha, did my best not to. That happens to me too. And it's terrible because sometimes when I reread, I don't remember what I wanted to say exactly. Yes. And especially if you write like this quote that you're like, oh yeah, that's bookmark worthy, then it can be frustrating because then you don't even know like what it was supposed to be. So yeah, does anybody have any questions for me while we're waiting for the next sprint? I'll probably start the next sprint here in a few minutes, and I will be muting while I do the sprint because I don't think anybody wants to hear me typing while they're trying to writing because that could be annoying. And Lincoln has stuff going on over there, so. It's 8:17 in the UK. I guess I didn't even think about that, about people on the other side of the world. That's what's so neat about these live shows is that, you know, you can talk to people, I mean, just about the internet in general. One of my best friends on BookTube is from Australia, which is really cool, but at the same time, it sucks because like whenever I'm awake, she's normally asleep unless it's like really early in the morning for me or really late at night for me. So it's not like during the day, my normal like general hours, she's never really available because she's asleep. So, or vice versa. Okay, I'm gonna get the timer ready for the next sprint, which we will do at 2:20. I'm using this really cool word sprint timer on the NaNoWriMo website that Whitney over at A Darker Shade of Whitney was talking about on one of our live shows that we did with Ben. And it is really cool because you put in the time that you want, and then at the end, when the timer goes off, it asks you what your word count is, and then it adds it to your total. So I think that that is pretty cool. So I'm gonna add my total, which was 297. Then I gotta remember not to add that later. Okay, so now I can reset the timer for 10 minutes. Yeah, so if anybody wants to do word sprints without doing, you know, like a live show or doing it on Twitter, which Twitter live sprints are really awesome, you guys, too. So, but they have a personal word sprint on NaNoWriMo, and they have group word sprints, but that is just a really cool tool to use, and it'll help you kind of motivate you to get your word count and stuff like that. So here we go. It's 10:17 p.m. here. Was a really long day. Got home from work about an hour ago. Oh, so you are on the other side of the world too as well, Salma. It's 10:17 p.m. there. No way! Guys, my cousin just entered the chat. That's why I had a little freak out moment there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the live sprint now, so you guys can join in if you want to. And I'm gonna mute this too. Okay, time is up. Okay, bring me the remote. How did everybody do? Let's see what I got. Not very many, but. So I got 246 on my end. Bring me the remote. So I'm actually going to sign off now. I think 2 sprints for now is good, considering I got a baby running around here, but I just wanted to jump on real quick and kind of chat and do a couple sprints, and I hope this helped a few people. And if anybody wants to do any Twitter sprints, let me know. You can find my Twitter on any of my other videos. I should have posted it in the description for this, but I didn't because it was just a last minute thing. And I will see you guys on Twitter and next time. Bye, everyone.